So the advance of technology is based on making it fit in so that you don't really even notice it. So it's part of everyday's life. Hi, I'm Ashish Mittal, a technology consultant, and I have a very good guest today with us at BizBuzz Studio, Mr. Ravi from Absolute Security. Welcome, Mr. Ravi.
Thank you, Ashish. Thanks a lot. Very happy to be here.
So it is really great to have you for our discussions today, and I'm sure that whatever we will be discussing today will help a lot of our viewers to understand uh, about a successful business journey and how like technology had been a great asset for you so far. So
Sure, absolutely.
yeah, so Ravi, before we jump uh, uh, we jump deep into discussions around technology, I would request you if you may please share a brief background about Absolute Security.
Okay, Absolute Security and Facility Management Private Limited, as it's called, was actually started by my father 34 years back, who was
Oh,
an
okay.
ex-defense officer.
Mm-hmm.
Earlier, the name of our company was Ace Detectives, and we were into investigation services and a couple of other businesses. However, about 13 years back, I lost him, and around that's the time I sort of took over the business. And yeah, so I've been there for that much time now, handling it. However, with time, I could not scale up, or I kind of did not like the detective business. So that's a business we no longer do.
Okay.
And we are into a security and a housekeeping services company. We have grown. We today handle over 4,000 guards in 10 states in India. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what we do.
Okay. Okay. So, it's been a 34 years long legacy, and I'm sure that there had been a lot of ups and downs and a lot of learnings during this time. So, what do you feel is the biggest strength of your company right now?
I think it's been our constant focus on processes and integrity to give maximum value to our customers.
Hmm.
Because I feel in our kind of business, once you grow beyond 200 or 300 guards, it's impossible for the owner to manage the client interactions in a way that he gets best value. So the only way out is processes. So that's been our key and the fundamental philosophy of being truthful and straight to our customers.
Definitely, yes, that's really true. So Ravi, uh, you're definitely a very influential entrepreneur in your domain, and um, it's been a good while that you have been doing it. So, what was the path you chose to be where you are right now? You're an effective personality in your business domain, and you have been walking through a long journey so far. So, what is that particular mantra which has made you successful and have brought you to the place where you are right now?
Okay. Yeah. So, I think one of the things that had a huge impact with me when I attended a training, so prior to that training, I had started loads of businesses. I tried getting into a verification business, which was pre-employment verification. Then I tried continuing with the detective business, Ace Detective, which I talked about, till I realized that it's far better that I focus on my core competence and grow that up and focus on my core customer.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so my core competence is actually managing large number of relatively not so expensive uh, workers or people, and that's what I have decided to really focus on. A couple of years back, we diversified into housekeeping services, so which is kind of a similar domain in terms of manpower staff. And I only pick up customers from Delhi NCR. So I have
Okay.
presence in 10 states. So I started
Mm-hmm.
focusing on customers based in Delhi NCR.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm only for those kind of customers whom I can provide best value, and the best value I provide is to customers who are uh, minimum wages, or let's say compliance oriented in terms of ESIPF.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so those are my customers I'm able to give best value. Delhi NCR based compliance oriented customers, and customers in which I feel the owner is directly or indirectly involved. So as a result, I refused almost 70% of the business that I get my way, because I feel since I will not be able to give them value, that relationship will not be long and will not be a win-win relationship.
Indeed. Yeah, that's very true. And one very important area where I would like to talk more, Ravi. So since we are working closely together indeed in that endeavor of developing a mobile app for absolute security, and
Yeah,
we're working pretty closely with each other for that, for implementing it.
sure.
So, where do you think like technology uh, will impact you or will take you in next 5 years with the kind of application you are currently building, and then your future endeavors around technology? So, if you have to share your thoughts about technology taking you to a certain place after 5 years, so what is that vision?
Sure. So let's just talk about the app that you've helped us build and whatever. So it's
Yeah.
been a fantastic journey for us, and it
Mhm.
was pleasure absolutely working with you. Now, see, thanks to that app, I'm able to provide great value to my customer besides it helping me. For example, we handle a bank, and let's say it has an ATM in Jaisalmer.
Mhm.
Now that ATM is guarded by that one lone guard, and my nearest field officer or a supervisor would be probably over 100 kilometers away. So it
Mhm.
was always a constant challenge and worry for me and my client, the bank also, that how
Mhm.
would I ensure that the guard is there at night?
Mhm.
Not just whether he's awake and sleeping is one thing, but how would he ensure that that person is there at that site?
Mhm.
Since you can't keep checking them at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock at night in such remote areas. So we built that app, as you know, where we have put a QR code, and the guard through his smartphone is supposed to scan it every couple of minutes,
Mhm.
and so that feed ensures and tells us that whether he's there at the site or not. Now,
Mhm.
earlier, it was just not possible. Thanks to that implementation, today we hardly get any complaints from the bank saying that your guards are not there, because we have that QR code scanned information with us. So it's
Beautiful.
not about that
Mhm.
bank and that Jaisalmer, it's also about local customers based out of Delhi NCR. A large factory owner was always worried your guards don't patrol at night.
Mhm.
Now we had briefed them, but how would we ensure? Now we have put those QR codes all along the factory premises, and the guard through his smartphone scans it periodically, and we get a report which we very graciously or very happily share with the client. In fact, he can watch that report online while he's scanning if he wishes to, and we share the password and domain with that person. So the client is very happy with that stuff, because it can see in real time is the guard scanning or not. So can we,
Mhm.
and yeah, so it's made our life peaceful. So thanks a lot to technology. Thanks a lot to Yugasa.
Well, in fact, I always appreciate the way you think about your customers and the way you have been adopting technology. I remember the day like when we were talking about it for the first time. So
Hmm.
I was a little hesitant because I was not sure if you know the employee base would really be able to manage this app and start using it. But then you took that challenge so swiftly, so easily, and then you ran the prototype really well. and kudos to you. In fact, that you thought about it so positively, and then started implementing it. So wish you all the best for that.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. And then, Surabhi, I would also like to talk about your other endeavors in technology. I know that not many companies from your business domain keep technology adoption as the highest priority thing. They have a lot of other business areas where they would like to concentrate more on. While absolute security had always given and is giving a lot of priority to technology adoption. And one of your such endeavors is, shifting all your record keepings to cloud-based systems. So how have your experience been with that so far? And was it easy for a company like yours to adopt it? And then did it make any hassles in your day-to-day routine at office? So, I mean, overall, your experience about adopting technology in that sense. So please share that.
Sure. So you've asked a couple of questions there.
Yeah.
So initially, adopting any stuff, any change is troublesome,
Mm-hmm.
but it's once you've done it for some time, you keep feeling that how did you live without that particular change? Now
Mm-hmm.
let's go with the technology. We've already talked about app
Mm-hmm.
that we've made together. Then recently, I've signed up with, not recently, about a year back, I've signed up with a company which makes CRM uh, and software which is specific to our industry and is a
Okay.
cloud-based software. Through
Mm-hmm.
that software earlier, which what the salaries that we were making on Excel have now moved into that software. The getting the profitability of my company was such a pain, and now I just get it on a click of a button.
Mm-hmm.
Ensuring the stocks at all the 10 offices that I have were according to the minimum order quantity, and ordering them at a regular basis for all the uniforms and all that we have. It's
Mm-hmm.
ensured that.
Mm-hmm.
So in the sense, it's really made our life easier. Now
Mm-hmm.
you talked about bookkeeping. So obviously we moved in these COVID times to tally on cloud. So we just absolutely loving it, and it's not affected us. But of all the other changes which the recent times have forced us is actually moving our stuff from uh, physical computers, which is based in offices, to things on cloud. So
Mm-hmm.
that's had a huge impact on us.
Okay.
And one company that really helped us is Google.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
we, we, we've got about 65 licenses of G Suite, and it's made a huge difference. For
Mm-hmm.
example, we've done all that in last 3 months. So let's say in the initial part of those 3 months, there were so many papers that I used to sign, so
Mm-hmm.
many vouchers that I would say okay to, so many so many things that people had to sign and say okay. Now this was a big challenge. We don't go to office, and how do you approve of various things that which you approve of? Till
Indeed.
when we signed with G Suite, it made so simple for us, because when I say okay from my license into that particular sheet,
Mm-hmm.
G Suite through its version history tells from what license an okay has been said. So if that belongs to me, Ravi Kapur, so the person knows that it's been signed by me or okayed by me.
Mm-hmm.
So this and so many other things about, so it just made a simple process of signing just redundant. All our bills and cash book moved to cloud through scanning.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Earlier, we were mailing everybody this report, that report. Today, everything is on cloud, and it's so much more easier collaborating with each other on that particular sheet that we need to work on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure whenever COVID goes, we're gonna never ever move back to regular non-cloud physical stuff on the computer. It's not gonna happen for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And frankly, moving this all this technology has completely enabled us. Even this room, let's say, that we guys are currently talking on, all
Yeah.
this is just made life simple. I mean, I'm sure we will never go back to our old ways all that simply.
Indeed, yes. And in fact, Google has been touching lives of millions of people every day, and
Sure.
I'm sure people are just enjoying the way technology is shaping up, and the way it is making the lives easier for a normal man,
Absolutely.
a general
Sure.
in his day-to-day life, and for an entrepreneur as
Sure.
well.
Absolutely.
Yes. So, since we are now approaching towards the end of the session today, Ravi, so I would like to know what advice do you suggest, and do you would you like to share with young startups and young generation entrepreneurs who are starting up in any domain, or more specifically, if people are starting in your business domain? So, what advice will you like to share with them?
Sure. Obviously, since these are young people and they're startups, I'm sure they would be uh, very good at technology. So I
Hmm.
think that's a big advantage you have, whatever you start. And I'm assuming you're reasonably comfortable with technology and you are spending time on that. But if you're not, uh, it's going to be a very big handicap, if I may use the word.
Okay.
Even if technology is not exactly your business, but technology is a big enabler in any business, just as I shared with you, it's been a very big enabler to do my business well. So do work on, do focus on technology, since this is around, this particular conversation is around technology. So that's what I'm limiting myself to, but I'm sure technology is like is absolutely a must. If you don't adopt it, you'll perish. There are no two thoughts about it. Even if you're not an innovator, but you have to be a very early adopter. I mean,
Hmm.
I understand you can't be making every technology, but you should be amongst the first 10-15% of the people who adopt that technology for yourself. That's what we as Absolute always focus and aim at.
Sure, sure. So I think that's all I wanted to discuss in this session today. Thank you very much for your precious time, Mr. Ravi. It was great having you on our show today, and it'll be an honor for us to keep inviting you to the other future sessions to talk about technology and about security and facility management business discussions. So thank you very much for being available for
Sure.
this call today.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Okay, bye bye.
Sure. Take it. Good, good.